Most players would tell you that over the course of a long season, you're bound to hit some big shots and miss some others. That to find the courage to take the next one, you have to forget about the last. But perhaps the great ones don't forget. When they miss, it only makes them want to take the next shot even more. If the NBA's story had ended with the 80s, it would have been a relatively straightforward Horatio Alger tale. Young upstart defies the doubters and achieves beyond its wildest dreams. But the 90s have added a chapter that has made it more complex. It might be titled The Journey of the Modern Superstar, and its defining character would be Michael Jordan.
And the Pistons are under a minute from getting to the NBA Finals for the second straight year.
I felt it was very disappointing each and every time that we ended up getting to this hurdle and couldn't get over it.
Well, the Pistons have moved on, but you really got to feel for this man right here.
It was such a frustrating thing for me, and I was very disturbed by it.
The Pistons return to the NBA Finals for the third straight time.
When we lost that game, I was very hurt, so I went on the back of the bus. I remember my father coming on the bus, and I'm back yelling and screaming. He's doing all his best to try to calm me down and say, it's only a game, you'll be given another opportunity. And I'm saying, well, we've been given so many opportunities, we're not going to get as many as you may think. And I vowed from that point forward that, we get put in this position again, we will get past Detroit and go into the finals.
In many ways, Jordan's climactic moment would set the 90s in motion. But the forces that led up to it had been building since his phenomenal entrance into the league in 1984.
You had two players that played on the floor that excited you by their play on the floor, myself and Larry. And now here come one that excites you playing in the air.
Jordan, follows it up. Leaves the middle open. Jordan, what a move! It counts on a sensational clutch cut.
And gets it away to Jordan. Oh, showtime for Mr. Jordan.
Jordan to the hook. Oh!
You might see something if you watched him that you'd never seen before and will never see again.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion.
Stepped it out to Jordan down the lane all the way. Oh, God! An unbelievable move!
He has a force of personality that's not the same thing as sports talent, but elevates that talent. If you didn't know anything about basketball and he walked into the room, you'd say, that's somebody. That's got to be somebody.
He had his own particular style. He wore those baggy shorts. He was one of the first athletes to shave his head. He was so good, so charismatic, that whatever he did suddenly became popular and became cool.
That he is one of the greatest players ever is indisputable. He's also a very nice man.
But I just remember that movement, like, wow, this guy really has touched something beyond just the ball court.
But it was not only his persona. His journey also fueled his popularity.
People forget how hard it was for that guy to deal with the Detroit Pistons. They were the one person that's saying, you're not so hot. We can stop you. And they did.
And his struggles with Detroit only made his ultimate triumph that much more dramatic.
He comes in bounds.
All that was left now was for Michael to take the championship torch, and the 1991 finals would provide the perfect opportunity.
Everybody knew that it was coming. It's just when. When was he going to be ready to receive it and take it? And boy, did he receive it and take it.
3-on-2 for the Bulls. Michael on the drive, in for the right, for the jam.
He came up and snatched it. Here. Give it here, Magic. It's my turn now.
And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
The quest that Michael had begun on the bus with his father was now complete. But his rise in popularity was not. As he helped the Bulls capture 2 more titles, his fame reached unprecedented heights. And he was not alone.
Adams to 10. Here comes Robinson.
All of the NBA's top players were now sought after by a hungry media.
You like my hat? It's Charles Barkley.
Here comes Charles.
If Jordan was a really nice guy, Barkley was definitely the villain.
God want us to win the world championship.
I don't know if I go that far, Charles.
Oh, no. I talked to him the other night.
Charles is bright and he's very funny. I think he enjoyed being outrageous.
Sometimes I dream that he is me. I just want to be like Chuck.
These players are international celebrities. Plus, they were taking the league and making it not just an athletic thing, but an American cultural phenomenon.
SHAQUIEMOUS. NBA players had grown from stars into cultural icons, and it changed not only the way they were perceived, but also the way they lived.
There are new pressures. There are new pressures from the outside. And there's so many more media demands, so many more community relations demands, so many more demands from the agent, appearances, and it just goes on and on and on. And sometimes you look at a kid about 2/3 of the way through his rookie year, and he's exhausted.
The actual games, the level of play was what I expected, but the stuff off the court, I never really imagined, just people knowing who you are, the certain level of celebrity. I'm 23 years old, and it's happened so fast. It's hard to believe.
Politicians, movie stars, even rock stars do not have to put up anywhere near what basketball stars do. They watch you get dressed when you're a sports star. You get interviewed naked.
Ironically, the player who would be affected most by the overwhelming crush of attention was the one who had started it.
Before we continue tonight, a late-breaking story of enormous interest.
Michael Jordan, the best player in the country's hottest sport, the most recognizable athlete in all the world, has apparently decided to call it quits at the age of 30.
Well, it started weighing me down mentally because of all the things that were happening and some of the responsibility that I was gaining. Mentally, I was exhausted. The expectations. So I was really emotionally drained.
Michael got to a point where, he couldn't move at all. He'd go to a restaurant and had to be isolated over into a special section just to sit down and enjoy a meal, and probably became a victim of his own success.
I knew mentally I was getting worn down, and I was looking for a change. So when I walked away and I finished playing my last game in Phoenix, I knew that this was my last game. Do I have to do anything else? Can I just sit here for a few minutes? When it came to a conclusion, I felt relieved. I felt that I accomplished what I could accomplish for this moment, and I needed a break, seriously. And that was the reason that I chose to walk away. You miss Daddy? Well, Daddy either be home tonight or tomorrow. Did you watch the game? Who won? Chicago Bulls. Who made the last shot? John Baxter. All right, let me speak to Mama.
Since George Mikan, the NBA had almost always had a strong leading man, and Michael's sudden departure could have signaled the start of troubled times. But now his peers would step onto center stage together.
Sometimes I kind of thank Michael for leaving a little bit, and I think he definitely helped boost my career indirectly.
Here he comes, fade away. Yes, Miller hits a big one, and Reggie Miller takes the fouls at the stadium in Chicago.
One of the byproducts of Michael's departure was that other great players, whether it was Charles or David Robinson or John Stockton and Karl Malone or Akeem Olajuwon, became the focal point of attention.
Trying to turn baseline.
Akeem and the league's other stars provided the decade with a nice plot twist, but it would be up to Jordan to bring home the theme.
The economy has produced 6.1 million jobs since I became president. And If Michael Jordan goes back to the Bulls, it'll be 6,100,001 new jobs.
Michael Jordan announced today he's coming back to basketball.
One guy said the words, "I'm back," and it set the world on fire. Just turned it upside down.
Jordan's comeback would not only be perhaps the most celebrated in all sports, but also one of the most successful, as he led the Bulls to a record 72-win season and their 4th championship.
The Chicago Bulls have regained the NBA throne.
It's been a long road. I'm sorry I was out for 18 months, but I'm happy I'm back to bring a championship back to Chicago.
But the motivation for Michael's return ran deeper than just a desire to add to his list of accomplishments.
I had some reservations about it initially, and of what people may think in terms of credibility standpoint. But the answer to that was I truly loved the game. I loved the game and I missed it.
In this modern age where so much money is guaranteed, who plays well, who plays hard, who forces his teammates to play with teamwork? That seems to me an enormous definition of character.
You got it, Dennis. That's enough, man. That's enough.
Michael Jordan is the exemplar of the modern definition, I think, of athletic character.
In a sense, the league has come full circle. There are no more arduous train rides and dingy arenas. Today's players face a different set of challenges. But the guiding light that leads them through all the complexities that surround the game is the same as it has always been.
Well, here we are, we're playing a game, and it's considered a job. It's the easiest job in America. I mean, I can't see myself not loving the game. Even when I'm old and gray, I won't be able to play it, but I still love the game.